So I filmed this before, but I thought I'd just come back and do it again and concise my thoughts because the last video was like 10 minutes long. But Post Malone's new album, Beer Bongs and Bentleys, came out on Friday, and I didn't get the same feeling of hatred that I got for Stoney when I first listened to it. But I did come back around on Stoney, and aside from a few songs that are still really quite shit, for the most part I enjoy it. It's something you can throw in at a party, and it's something you can listen to when you're just chilling out. But this new album kind of takes the worst of Stoney and just pounds it into you for 18 songs. It's not great. It's not an enjoyable record, to say the least about it. I expected more from Post. I know he can experiment with what he does. There's songs on Stoney that show mix-ups in beats and just more creativity than what's on this record. The only real creativity you get is some of the features and some of the vocal inflections he does. But for the most part, the album is pretty stock standard, with every song having pretty much the same beat. And after like 4 songs of it, you just get so tired of hearing the same stuff. But the main problem with the album is that it's not bad, it's just boring, and I think that's worse. At least there's more to talk about with a bad album than there is with a boring one. Like, coming away from this Beer Bongs album, I'm like, well, that sure was a listen. Can I get my time back, please? Yeah, same shit happened with the DMAs as well. What a disappointing New Music Friday last Friday was. But I digress. Beer Bongs and Bentleys, not great. Sorry, Anthony Fantano. I'm stealing your shit, man. But yeah, it's not to say Post doesn't experiment as well, and that leads me into the biggest problem with the whole record. Why is it hip hop? It doesn't have to be. You know that. If by chance you run across this video, I'm speaking directly to Post here right now, but you don't have to make your album hip hop just to fit with the current state of music. Not all music has to be trap, not all music has to be hip hop, and it especially shouldn't be done by some 22-year-old white dude from Texas. We have Khalid, who is making pretty much the same music as you, and he's a person of color, so he fits the genre. Hip hop is a primarily, or at least it was primarily, a genre created by people of color. I'm gonna mess this up so bad, but whatever. The music you are excelling at is songs like Stay and Feeling Whitney off Stoney. The music I enjoy most from you, Mr. Malone, is stuff like Stay and Feeling Whitney. The music you are good at. You are good at writing pretty catchy folk punk, and I think you should stick with it. If you're going to make a third album, which of course you are, why would you not? And you're going to keep making records until you fade into obscurity. But if you're going to keep making music, make music you're good at making. Don't appropriate a culture, you fool, you goof, you dumbass, you racist. I really think it would be best if you made more albums featuring songs similar to Stay or Feeling Whitney. I think I would enjoy the record more. I wouldn't feel the discomfort I feel listening to Beer Bongs, knowing that the music you're creating shouldn't really be made by you unless you're really, really good at it. There is absolutely no reason why you should be making hip-hop when all of the songs off this album could have done perfectly fine over an alt-rock guitar riff. And I know you can play guitar, so why don't you? Why don't you just make music that you're good at instead of appropriating an entire genre just to make a few hits? Not to say that Candy Paint isn't a banger though, but that's not the point. The point is, when you make hip hop that's good, serviceable, doesn't excuse the fact that you're appropriating it, but when you make a bad song, or at least a boring song, which 90% of this record is boring, it's quite noticeable, and it's quite uncomfortable. And the worst part about it is the songs that have features from people of color, such as Ty Dolla $ign or 21 Savage, Nicki Minaj as well, when you have them feature on your tracks, they make the songs a whole lot better. You know why that is? Because they fit the genre. They fit the genre. And funnily enough, I would have probably enjoyed Rockstar a whole lot more if it was just 21 Savage. And I know this is funny coming from a 17-year-old nearly white dude, but come on. just admit that you're a fake when you go and make music like this. Admit you're faking it for the attention you're getting. I know this is just gonna garner controversy, but it had to be said by someone. I know there was a lot of people talking about it already, but I felt like I needed to weigh in on it. Me, the white man. But that's all I have to say about this record. It's boring, it's bland, it would have done a whole lot better. For me, personally, it still would have been probably a bit bland and boring, much the same as KOD was, if it was done by a person of color, but the fact that it's done by a white dude makes it even that little bit more uncomfortable to listen to. But that being said, still probably going to listen to the songs, because I like me some white people rap, you know. I am a fraud and a hypocrite, but so are you, Post. So are you. Anyway, that's my rant, I guess. Much more concise. Yeah. If you feel like I shouldn't have done a video on this, feel free to tell me, and I won't make any politics rants or music politic rants again. I'll just leave it to the people who probably know a lot more about it than I do. But yeah, that's the video. That's my opinion. Thank you for watching, and if you like Post's new album, good for you. It's fine. It's boring, but I mean, it's fine. Yeah. Go follow me on Instagram and add me on Snapchat and subscribe to my channel, because there'll be a lot more opinions on there that are probably wrong, but I'm sticking to them anyway, because they're my opinions, and I support myself. Love yourself, son. Thanks. Goodbye.